Hey everybody, working on the Strat here. I borrowed some Scratch X from a buddy of mine. Not Scratch X, Scratch Dini, and tried it out. It seems to have helped a little bit, but it didn't take care of everything, so I'm not gonna mess with that further. I went ahead and cleaned up the pick guard, and it's ready to install. I soldered up the bridge ground. Well, thought I had it soldered up. Guess I'm gonna have to try that again, huh? Yeah. Hook up the bridge ground, run this guy through here, flip it over, slap it in. I'll be back. Okay, it's in. I ended up taking almost all the wires and stuffing them underneath this pickup because it didn't really want to all fit down there. I used the little mini amp and the gator clips and hooked them up here to make sure that everything's working and I didn't pull anything loose in the process of shoehorning it back in there. It is a bit of a tight fit, but it does fit. So next step is, as you can see, not all the screw holes line up. So the ones that don't line up, I'm going to go ahead and re-drill. These here, I'm just not going to worry about them, at least for now. You know, later I could always take the pick guard back off and try to fill and color match that hole if I want. But for the moment, I'm not going to worry about it. And so, yeah, that's the next step. Re-drill the one or two that don't line up, and go ahead and put all the screws in. So, oh, and the jack. So I'll be back. Okay. The fact that this is more or less turned into a parts caster build almost is now finally beginning to rear its ugly head. With this aftermarket pick guard, if you get stuff to line up, it's rough. Apparently, right in here, there's a bit of a clearance issue. So I'm going to try sanding or filing or tremoling that back a little bit. But only, let me get this thing over here. I'm only going to do it where it's going to be underneath the fingerboard so it doesn't show. But yeah, it looks like a little clearance issue just right in this area here. And then I can get like all but two of these screw holes to line up. So I'll be back. Okay, even using a little bit of filing, I've only probably haven't even taken a mill off yet here, but just trying to line things up. It doesn't look like this aftermarket pick guard and this no-name $100 guitar from China are gonna, between the two of them, the differences between the tolerances these and real genuine Fender parts is enough that nothing really lines up. So I'm gonna worry about lining up the pick guard with the neck and the bridge, and the holes fall where they may, and that's going to be it. Right now, I'm not confident enough in my finishing skills to like plug those first, so I can always come back later, pull it off, and do a little finish repair once I learn a little bit more about finish repair. For now, I can't do a burst, I can't do a polyurethane finish like this. I'm not a guitar factory, so I want something like this, I gotta buy it pre-made or whatever. I mean, I can make the body and everything, but this finish, no. Not there yet. So, yeah, that's the reason why I'm not going to go ahead and, like, fill these first. I'm gonna wait until I know how to do it, and am confident enough in my knowledge of how to do it that I won't mess it up or anything. So for now, they can just sit and wait until my lutherie skills increase enough for me to deal with it. Want to say hi, Blackie? Yeah, he left. There's my #1 male there. My beautiful Black Panther. Little miniature Black Panther. Where's he at? Yeah, he's out there. Nothing much to see. Okay, so, yeah, I'm going to pop this thing back in. I'm going to use the bridge and the neck as my 2 alignment points, and then just the screws fall where they may, and I'll plug up the holes later. So I'll be back. Okay, looks like 2 of these are going to line up, and that's it. So I guess I'm going to drill the rest. Alright, looks like if you see right here, you can see where that was squeezed out of I only put just a little bit of wax on just a couple of the threads at the very end of the screw. But I still got a little bit of squeeze out here underneath the pick guard. And also here, just a little bit, you can see where the edge is, or my thumb is here, yeah, where it's red there and not, yeah. That squeeze out, it makes it look like there's water under it or something. So because of that, I've decided that for the rest of them, I'm not going to actually wax the screws at all. But these seem to be pretty high quality screws. I got a whole bag of them from, I don't know, somewhere. So should be okay. These clear pickups can be a pain to work with. I decided to go ahead and, before I screwed it all the way down, pull it back off and make sure I've got all the dirt out from underneath it. So, yeah. Notice that the pots still are a little on the loose side. That's so I can get the final alignment once it's all in. Alright, I think it's ready to go. All nice and clean. At least on the back side. That's important before I close it up. It's going to get more dirt before the guitar is done, and then I'll put the whammy on the whole thing, probably just before I put strings on it. And there it is. All the screws are in. Gives it a kind of a riveted down look a little bit. So, yeah, doesn't look bad. Doesn't look bad. Alright, so what's next? Want to double check the output again, just make sure I didn't screw anything up. And then I guess it's time for some knobs and put the jack back on. So, I'll be back. Yep, everything's okay. It's all cranked up. Bridge. There it is, so good to go. Okay, tightened up the pots and put on the knobs. So that's what it's going to look like with knobs. Got this thing on, the camera's plugged in on the USB to the computer for charging, so I suppose I could always unplug it, but yeah, actually let me do that for a sec. Alright, yeah. Now we can get around here and see what it's going to look like with knobs. I should probably move the light, but yeah, that's the general idea there. So, it's not going to look bad. Not going to look bad. Yeah, I should move this light. I've got a lot of glare. But you want bright light for working on guitars, so. And I'm building a guitar. I'm not making a movie here, so I'll be back. Let's see. Yeah, I got to chase down the jack. I was cleaning up the shop looking for it. I'll be back.